Hello, ladies and gentlemen. The assignment for today is tip with an acrylic overlay. We have this new friend that we will assume that she's here with the very short natural nails, and she wants us to put long fingernails. And yes, we can do that. We have right now the tips that we will need to cut the length pretending that she has short nails. And I also want you to see the difference. This is how you receive the tips, very shiny, not nice color. But the ones that I prep already, I remove the shine so you can see the difference. So I remove and remove the shine. So that's what I did as a prep for this lady. So I can make this video a little bit shorter for you so you can enjoy doing your nails. Let me show you what I have on my setup. So hopefully now you can see my setup. Ooh, I have my setup so ready that I don't even have my tips, but I'll get them right now. Okay, I have my nail tips. I'm going to see if the size that I have here fits on this hand. So I have my nail tips. I have my powder, and I will recommend that you only have about half, a little less. Since it's an overlay, we do not need that much. So I have my powder, and on the liquid, I recommend just a little, and little will be only like a 1/4. We need to save as much as possible. So I have my product, I have a buffer, I have a manicure brush to remove all the dust. I need to cut my natural nail a little bit and my clip. I have a file, and then I have my brush. So I analyze her hand, her nails. She does not have any cuts, abrasions. I'm going to push her cuticle back a little bit. I'm going to lift her hand up. I like to work with my hand underneath hers. Then I'm going to bend finger a little bit. And this hand, it's fragile, so be careful. I'm going to remove the shine. And since it's a natural nail, then I'm going just one direction over. So we remove the shine. I mentioned at the beginning that I already prepped them. So this is just to remind you that we need to remove the shine. Okay, advantage of this hand that I can twist and work on her thumb. This step is done. Remove. Okay, client, move your hand. We remove shine. After we remove shine, now let's cut length. And we pretend that this is how she walked in with short length. Let me work on 3. So once I work on 3, you will get the idea. Okay. We'll shape it a little bit. When you cut length, then cut it like really, really, really pretending. Can we see that she barely has any length? So when you look from under, then just a little bit of length that we will leave. Now let me size the tips that I'm applying. And one day we remember that we did it if the shape of my tip and the shape of the natural nail were the same, having the same curvature here, then I'll be laying my tip this way. But the plastic tip that I have here, as for natural nail, it's a lot flatter than this part. So that's why we use the tip, because it is a little bit flatter. So this is what I'm using here. That's what I'm using. And 3. Okay. So once we have the tips that we are working with, my brush is dry, go all the way in to be completely wet. We do not need a lot, so that's what I am removing product. Then I'm going to build a bead patiently. Close right here to the edge. A small one. Then I'm going to place it over. Because I am working with a very dry surface, plastic. This time my tip will dry or will stay glue on faster than it did on the other hand. So let me see if a little product came out. So I'm going to remove it because I don't want my client to pick and pick underneath her nails. So I try to keep them straight with her natural nail so they won't look crooked. We go with the next one. Yep. I forgot which was my paper. Let's get her dry. We will wait a little bit. Let me try the first one to see if I can cut it. I said that this time they'll dry a little bit faster. So I'm going to hold it. I will make them kind of short. I don't want to waste or use, I wouldn't say waste, but use a lot of product. Okay, they're still fragile. Okay. I'm going to remove the shine while they dry. I'm going to remove the shine of the tip. I'm going to check the width of the nail tip to the width of the natural nail. Just check in case that we put them a little bit crooked. Then right here, side and side. Then shape of the free edge. And we're checking the length to see that they look the same. Remove dust. And ready for the overlay. Because we already have a tip, we'll try our best to make them thin. Which part you start the application, it won't matter. It can be right on the tip, it can be on the natural nail. And since this one dropped here on the natural nail, well, that's where we start. It is wet, so we should not add any more. That's what I dry my brush. Keep the finger going down. Take your time to get it as even as possible with your brush. As light-handed as possible. So we apply pressure, but not a lot with the bristles. If we put a lot of pressure, then we create dents. And another bristle. Ooh, more than one. Okay, here's a secret. Every time that I go into my liquid, I check my brush. I kind of clean it, make sure that I don't have any product. We don't have lots and lots of brushes, so that's why we need to take care of what we have. Okay, going with the next. Clean my brush. Okay, let's show you this now. So now I'm going to apply it right here, apply it at the natural nail. It levels with the tip, and now I bring the extra over the tip. Take my time to place the product in place. And then try to smooth it as much as possible. The product that I have in my Depend dish, I like the consistency better. I mix a little bit of white and a little bit of pink. And to practice, I like this consistency. Once we do a 2-color, then no more mixing. But for now, that's what I have in my container. Clean my brush. So the product again, first on the natural nail, so that way it can level with the plastic tip. It moved side to side, closer. Also, I push it closer to the cuticle. And then I bring this extra one over the plastic tip to add the overlay. If my brush is clean, when I brush over and brush over, makes it smooth. But if my brush was bumpy, then it will make this surface very uneven. That's why it is important that we work with a clean brush that it's losing bristles. Okay, I think with 3 that I do should be enough for you to practice. Before I put my brush down, I am going to clean and clean and clean and clean my brush. I will dry it and check, open, spread the bristles a little bit. And if I don't have product here, then whew, saved for the day. So I'm going to dry it again because I will create dust when buff. I need to put it away, hide it, so it will not absorb any product. The surface of my product, it's clean, so I am able to put it back into my big container, but this one is not. When I poured it in here, it was very clear. Now it is a little bit milky, meaning that it has already some product. The paper towel that I use to clean my brush, I just put it here to soak the product, wipe it, and my container is clean. I'm going to leave it here till I get to the trash, move my products out of my dust. I did 3. By the time I finish the 3rd one and clean here a little bit, then my first one is ready to buff. If I touch it, I always said, look at that, it gets stuck to my finger, so still feel wet, but I just want to remind you that it will never feel completely dry. I'm going to remove that wet part. Let me hold it here. I'm going to remove that wet layer. And for you, you will be doing 5. So by the time you finish the 5th one and come back to the first one, definitely it is dry. It will not feel, but go ahead and remove the first inhibition layer. And the nail is ready. Here close to the cuticle, I'm going to brush it this way because if I only go forward, then I'm going to remove all the nail from this hand, and I don't want to do that. One day we mentioned that we need to make them just a little bit thicker than what you want. By removing this inhibition layer, then it'll be the thickness that you want. You can see how it rolls off. Okay, you're done. We go with the next one. Hold the back of the nail. I try my best not to use a lot of liquid, but the more liquid we have, then more product will come off when we remove the inhibition layer. So try your best not to use a lot of liquid more than what is needed. Look, see, oh, that part that it will not feel dry. But after this, then it's just dust. Okay, now back to the first one, this time with the buffer. More than how I see them, it is how they feel. The cushion of your fingers are able to tell us how smooth they are, if they have any bumps, valleys that we need to even it out. But I think they're decent. Just a little bit buffing here for smoothness. Okay. I'm going to remove dust. I don't want her hand to feel dusty. I'm going to remove all the dust and also wipe my hands. So now my client would have a cleaner surface. So now I can polish her nails. So let me find my trash. Okay. My base top coat. Just for safety. It's not completely closed, but a couple turns on my bottle before I put it away. Then I found this one that she says she likes. Wow. Close to the cuticle, but without touching. We apply 2 coats. We want her to like her polish. We want to show the depth of the color. On this plastic surface, polish dries very fast. So let me see if it can take top coat. And yes, it can take it. You have noticed that when we apply the top coat over wet polish, then some of the polish comes up. But this was decent. I did 3 nails, enough for you to see. I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to get ready to do minimum of 5. If you can do more, not a problem. So I'm done with my 3 nails. I'm going to clean my house, my table, my setup. And I want you to enjoy doing nails as much as I enjoy doing this. Go ahead and get ready, set up, and if yours look prettier than mine, I try not to get jealous. I'll see you in a few minutes when you're done with them.